Repairs and delays.
So, why do some repairs take several months or even years to complete? And what are the main causes of the delay? For example, handovers, parts, contractors, or approvals, and how are you making those weak points visible and accountable?
Thank you. There is nothing more frustrating, is there, than having a repair which is taking too long. And I know Lizzie talked about the lack of updates, but no, it's a real problem that we have been focusing on. And so, for example, last year across the whole of England, we improved our routine repairs performance to over 81% and our emergency repairs to over 93%. There's still a lot more to do there because 81% in time still means that 19% weren't done in time, and we're continuing to improve that and push that as much as we can. In Scotland, emergency repairs consistently being done within time, and they have been for several years. So I'm really happy and comfortable with that to make sure that we are keeping our customers safe. And the routine repairs in Scotland have reduced from 20 days down to 16 days, which is not an insignificant improvement. Moving in the right direction, and I know this doesn't reflect everybody's lived experience, and some repairs just do take too long, and we've got to be honest about that we're not where we will want to be. I'd love to be able to deliver 100% within time every time. And so why are these taking so long? Some of them is because sometimes they're more complicated than we first thought they could be. So even when we have you call into the customer hub and we diagnose the job, when we actually get to site, get into your home, we sometimes uncover a wider issue that needs more work. So we might be able to fix the initial bit of the job, but there might be some follow-on work, which for customers may mean having sort of second visits or third visits as we resolve it. And I realize that can be a frustration for people. So the better we can diagnose what is required at the front end to be able to get into your home and have a first time fix where it's fully resolved is the real key focus for us. And we're looking at this in lots of different ways. So for example, as you mentioned in your question, Darren, about parts, the more parts that we can have on the van rather than having to hop down to a shop or having to wait for it for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then from a customer point of view feeling that we've gone quiet when we may be waiting the part to come into stock, is not good enough from a communication point of view. So the more we can have closer to the engineer when they knock on the door, the better for me. So we're looking at different ways of improving that across the whole of the country. Another part of the piece is around contractors, as you've raised. Now, we deliver about 350,000 jobs last year. And so sometimes because of the specialist nature, as Lizzie said, or just because of the volume of work in a particular area, we're having to use contractors. But last October, we changed our approach to contractors and introduced a smaller number of larger contractors that we have got more control over. As Lizzie said earlier, we are measuring them in lots of different ways. We've introduced smarter performance measures, including customer feedback, which is really key for us. And then we are regularly having meetings with them where we can jump on particular issues and problems with them. We go through improvement processes with them, and in one instance we've taken work away from them because they've not been delivering as we need to for our customers, and actually we've said goodbye to a contractor already in Scotland because they just weren't up to the level of performance that we needed for our customers. So we worked with them, no impact on our customers, but we transitioned to a new supplier, and we've also recruited more people in. So we're seeing more jobs being completed in time, to your question, Darren, but still lots more to do. So we've recently reduced the timescales for our internal performance, and this is documented on our website. So we've moved from 45 days to 30 working days now, so that we can really improve how quickly we deliver the work for our customers. I recognise there's a huge amount more to do. Some of it's around complexity, so we need to be better at communicating some of those delays with you. making sure that we know that you're going to be in when we knock on the door as well, and improving those comms communications at the front end, so that we can provide the level of service that we want to deliver, and also the level of service that you should expect from us as well. Hopefully that answers.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Daryl. And I know there's a lot of complexity there, especially with understanding what parts should be stored, because you have lots of properties, and every property is going to be different. So, and I know that there's a lot going on with understanding what's in the stock.